A Mortal's Journey to Immortality Episode 243. In the previous episode, Han Li found himself locked in a fierce duel with the mysterious green-robed woman amid the swirling mists of the battlefield. Her white lotus shone with divine brilliance, shielding her from his every strike, while her summoned snow-white hawk was reborn from shards of ice as though death itself could not claim it. Realizing her treasure was not indestructible, Han Li stayed calm and plotted his next move, as the woman mocked him and drew upon the power of her ancient bronze lantern. Azure flames flickered ominously in her hands. In response, Han Li unleashed his full array of formations, a roaring flood dragon of mist, a net of red and blue light, and waves of silver sound from his giant bell. But even these powerful attacks could not pierce her lotus barrier, when his silver bell was melted away by her strange blue fire. Han Li knew he faced a deadly foe. Yet just as she prepared to end the fight, Silvermoon, Han Li's hidden ally, struck from below, trapping the woman within the blazing purple cloudless net. Seeing his chance, Han Li summoned his 72 bamboo cloud swarm swords, merging them into one massive blade crackling with thunder and wrapped in icy flame. With determination burning in his eyes, he commanded the sword to strike. At that moment, the green-clothed woman finally realized what had happened. In furious alarm, she flung the azure ember above her. And the episode 243 continues. As soon as the azure ember left the green-robed woman's hands, it shined with blinding azure light, radiating with a brilliance so intense that it seemed to pierce through the entire battlefield. The ember began to revolve slowly above her head, spinning like a miniature sun, and from it, waves of energy pulsed outward, overwhelming the jade sun flames that had burned on the surface of the white lotus. The lotus flames were quickly absorbed into the ember, vanishing as though they had never existed. The floating fireball now glowed with a soft, almost serene azure light, its power humming in the air like the heartbeat of a living being. The green-robed woman then extended her hand, and the ember obediently fluttered in the direction of Silvermoon. Startled, Silvermoon instinctively raised her hands toward the purple cloudless, and in response, a section of the purple net materialized in front of her. Simultaneously, the ancient flower basket appeared in her hands, shimmering faintly as if infused with her will. Above the woman, Han Li's enormous azure sword descended with a roar of thunder, the air vibrating with its sheer weight and energy. It struck like a celestial hammer aimed directly at her. At the same moment, Silvermoon acted with precision. She enveloped herself in the white mist of the flower basket and performed a rapid incantation, opening a sudden flash of purple light that tore through the white lotus barrier. The green-robed woman's expression, confident just moments before, finally showed signs of alarm. Her gaze hardened, and she paused, her focus shifting entirely to the white lotus beneath her. In an instant, the petals of the white lotus multiplied many times over, folding in mirages around her, forming a dense, almost impenetrable barrier. She then commanded the lantern ember to return above her head. Lifting the copper lantern embedded in her head, she conjured additional azure flame mirages. Two small embers merged with the existing lantern ember, coalescing into a single, massive azure fireball, suspended above her like a second sun ready to incinerate anything in its path. When Han Li's huge sword struck the lotus barrier, a violent explosion rocked the area. Rolls of thunder shook the ground as white light, golden lightning, and blue flames intertwined in a spectacle of raw power. Despite the density of the tensome lotus petals, the combined might of Han Li's divine devilbane lightning, celestial ice flames, and 72 bamboo cloud swarm swords shattered the illusions, scattering the petals into glimmering starlight. Yet the azure fireball remained unyielding. The huge sword, still descending, collided with it, and for a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. The contact was strangely silent, yet the force of the collision was immediate. The golden lightning and icy flames of the sword were instantly consumed by the azure fire, which blazed outward and enveloped every shard of the bamboo cloud swarm swords. Pain surged through Han Li's body. He felt heat so intense it threatened to boil his blood, and his mind shuddered under the pressure of the consuming flames. Acting quickly, he performed a series of incantations, The huge sword fragmented into dozens of smaller swords, scattering in every direction to escape the overwhelming fire. Yet the azure flame clung to each blade, an unrelenting force that seemed determined to consume his treasured magic weapon. Han Li's heart pounded as he desperately tried to rotate the swords and control them. Attempting to mitigate the heat, he knew that if the swords were destroyed, not only would his spiritual sense suffer, but his vitality would be gravely diminished. The green-robed woman watched with satisfaction, expecting his treasures to burn and his power to collapse. But her confidence faltered as she realized the swords remained intact. Purple light suddenly flashed above her, and a portion of Silvermoon's purple cloudless appeared, releasing a restriction on her while filling the air with thick, fragrant pink mist. The white lotus was concealed entirely, forcing the woman to hesitate. Frustrated, she summoned a yellow jade pendant, attempting to disperse the mist and regain control. But Silvermoon had vanished within the fragrant haze. Meanwhile, Han Li had already reformed his flying swords into their massive single form. Observing the azure flames with grave intent, he then created a small egg-sized purple flame in his hand, combining it with swirling frost and flickering blue flames. With a sharp motion, the purple flame transformed into a small, fluttering bird and charged toward the huge sword engulfed in the lantern's fire. The clash between the purple flame and the azure fire created a mesmerizing spectacle. Both flames swayed and danced across the sword's surface, neither able to gain the upper hand. Han Li watched nervously, fully aware of the stakes, while the green-robed woman's shock deepened. How could a cultivator of merely early nascent soul stage wield such unimaginable power? Her certainty began to crumble as she recognized the threat he posed. Not just to her, but potentially to the entire Molan Plains. Determined to end him, she raised the bronze lantern in her head, prepared to sacrifice all its remaining uses to slay Han Li. Sensing the danger, Han Li decided it was wiser to retreat, unwilling to risk mutual destruction despite having his purple apex flames and the Blood Devil sword at his disposal. Just then, a silhouette appeared through the mist, charging unexpectedly toward the two combatants. In that brief distraction, the purple cloudless above the green-robed woman parted, releasing an intensely fast streak of white light. The light struck the bronze lantern, and in a brilliant flash, the lantern was completely enveloped by the energy and fiercely dragged back toward the purple cloud. And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw Han Li face one of his most challenging battles yet against the green-robed woman. A powerful spell warrior whose bronze lantern and azure flames created a nearly unstoppable force. From the moment the lantern ember left her hands, the sheer brilliance and intensity of her attacks tested every ounce of Han Li's skill and strategy. We watched as his bamboo cloudswarm swords, combined with the divine Devilbane lightning and celestial ice flames, struggled against the consuming azure fire. Yet through ingenuity and precise control, he managed not only to protect his treasures but also to counterattack in ways that even the green-robed woman had not anticipated. The episode also showed the vital importance of timing and coordination. Silvermoon's clever use of the purple cloudless and fragrant mist created a critical opening, proving that battles of this scale are won not just by raw power, but by sharp intellect and teamwork. Han Li's quick thinking, including transforming a small purple flame into a bird to neutralize the lantern's fire, highlighted his ability to adapt under pressure and think several steps ahead of his opponent. This episode reveals the growing depth of Han Li's abilities and emphasizes an important theme in his journey. True strength is measured not only by cultivation stage or the might of one's magical treasures, but by ingenuity, strategy, and the courage to act decisively in life or death situations. It also reminds us that the world Han Li navigates is filled with incredibly powerful adversaries, whose strength and cunning push him to constantly grow and evolve. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can receive notifications for the latest episodes of Han Li's journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episodes, where even greater challenges and surprises await.